go, 5 lights. And away we go, Edge on pole position. Off they go, and I see you've got a decent start there. Edge got a very good one. He's clear into turn 1. Into 3rd place by the looks of it goes Silver.
Oh, and there's a car off! It's Scott Thomas into the wall. He lost a bit of his front wing.
There's all sorts of fun and games going on into the fast chicane there. Rev. Oh, and OceanChief get together! And off goes Ocean into the wall. Edge.
He's getting into the nose.
About a half a second ahead of Sergio. Sergio's running a little bit wide, hitting the wall on the inside. That was a big impact. I'm not sure whether it got any of the front wing. It looked like he might have been alright. Very close now. Copy having to go to the outside of Bats as they run through turn 8 absolutely side by side. And I think he might just have this sort of side by side on the exit. They're going to be side by side, I think, all the way up towards the far chicane. Who's going to blink here? Bats on the outside, Copy on the inside. Bats. See today, fresh off the triumph last night in the tournament. It is SLR Tier 1. You can see that some of the drivers are out on track already. You guys in chat, hello Wimpy, hello Molio, hello Quintin's Producties, hello Vinius. We have some fast boys out here today. We have, first of all, the fastest of them all, according to last night's EGL champion Bailey Thompson, who's in the racing point. We have his partner in crime in the Mercedes last night, Jensen 89. Who else do we have? We have Speedy in this race, we have Icewind as well in the Alpha. We have Mr. That Bants, we have Astro Boys, Triton, aka Corsa Triton in the other red ball. It is going to be a fun one. And I don't know if I'm joined by Mr. Thimo Brown yet. He will be here though at some point. He might be here already.
Yeah, this is some point.
There it is. There we go. Mr. Thimo Brown, how's it going, Thimo?
It's going very bad. Very bad. Very good, but I'm still very busy. Because I have to complete the how many plugs for the AC race can I do challenge, and that was number 1, and number 2 is following. I won't be, like, I can't join you for qualifying because I have to do the skin pack for Assetto Corsa Season 2, the season debut that you should all definitely watch. Is going to be broadcasted by Icewind and Wimpy later after this race, and that makes it 2 plugs. Go on. That's good.
There are some fast boys out there. Mr. Pretorius, I think, who is on a lap at the moment, is apparently the fastest of them all in Assetto Corsa. So stay tuned for that. Straight after SLR, it will be quite straight after SLR. It will be a little bit after SLR. Total cross
Like half an hour.
Half an hour after SLR. There we go. Total cross with a 20.5. Bailey though, straight across on a 19.5. The 2 Red Bulls going to cross the line. Triton did a very good lap. 20.0 from him. I guess cursed invalidated because, yeah, he's not managed to do a lap there. He didn't time on the board at all. So there we go. Oh, my audio's low again. Oh my goodness me. Alright. So we're going to have to fix this. It's the same thing as last time. So I'm going to have to restart the stream. Apologies, everyone. Hopefully it fixes itself. Alright, we're going to see if this is working this time. I'm hoping that it is. I restarted OBS, and maybe this works. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Let me know in chat. I restarted, I'm going to say in chat. Refresh if it doesn't come up.
Is it a new stream now?
Can hear now. Much better. Alright, nice. It seems to be the same one. Yeah, it should be the same one because it's just a live stream. So, I guess we missed that intro then, where I gave credit where credit was due to SLR last night with a fantastic performance in EGL. They are the EGL champions, at least for the next month or so. And Bailey Thompson
For the next one.
for the next month. But Bailey Thompson has started today where he left off yesterday by putting the fastest lap in. Astro Boy is putting in a pretty good lap. He was saying a little bit earlier, wasn't necessarily all that confident, didn't feel like he'd done any practice or enough practice, but he's put a pretty good lap in there at the beginning of qualifying. He's P2, Speedy P3, also in the 1 minute 19s, and then it's Pretorius P4, Furious P5, Triton and Toto P6 and 7. Icewind's done a lap on the mediums, which is kind of interesting. Don't know if that is his strategy or if he's going to be just doing that lap as a warm-up, and then he's going to switch onto the softs a little bit later on. As Wimpy joined, I think he's going to be crew chief for today. So we have some reserves today. We have Furious here in the Williams, who's getting out of the way of the a Toro Rosso or a Red Bull, one or the other. So he's one of the reserves. Obviously we've got Jensen, who's a reserve. He's doing an outlap at the moment. He's going to be in the Haas today. We also have Tok Thomas, aka Toto, in the Toro Rosso. I think he was the person that Furious was letting through. And the other reserve is Mr. Shu in the Ferrari. He's going to be Slash LP's teammate for this one.
It's also Toto's first ever league race without the racing man.
Oh!
Because, I think I'm going to take credit for that.
Yeah, I think that's what he said earlier, now you mention it, yeah.
Yeah, because basically he can't fight for any championship this season, so he might as well just like do the jump into the cold water, take the leap, and maybe have a horrible rest of the season to surround an SLR, but at least learning it, and apparently my audio is very low and I don't know what to do.
Really? Hang on, why is that?
Like OceanChief just Steam PM'd me, so...
Oh no. Alright, that might be on my end then. I'm going to try and fix that. Let's try doing that and doing that. And then maybe with crossed fingers. Oh, because I know what happened. Sorry for the black screen, folks. I switched out. So the game's going to be low as well in that case. I'm going to boost Discord a little bit. So, alright. Hopefully this will be better.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Let us know if that is okay. Sorry we're having these audio issues, folks. I thought they'd been resolved, but apparently not. Apparently my mic or Discord is playing up again. It's been totally fine all week. We'll see better now. Okay, that's good. All right, nice. Thanks guys for the feedback. In the meantime, Jensen, who was on that lap a moment ago, he's gone second on a 1 minute 19.6. So at the moment, it's the 1-2 we were familiar with from last night in the Singapore race. Bailey from Jensen, and then Astro Boys P3, Speedy P4, and Pretorius P5. Here is Triton, he's on a lap. He's on what I think is his second run. As Bailey goes even faster. Very good lap from Bailey Thompson. 1 minute 19.3 in the middle of the qualifying session, not even at the end on those soft tyres. So Bailey giving it plenty. Oh, as somebody has gone in the background. That is, it's Milos Martika, who got it very wrong in Ascari. And he very sensibly waits. Ooh. Does a 3-point turn, just waits for everyone to pass. That is good work from Milos. He's being very safe. Has to wait even longer. Ferrari very sensibly gives a nice wide berth, but there we go. Triton abandoned his lap. And Pretorius has just finished a lap. He improved by 0.2. So 19.8 from Pretorius. And yeah, Assetto Corsa after this. Thanks for the prompt, Wimpy. I tried to do a plug at the beginning when my mic was off. So now that my mic is back on, and Thimo did one. I think Thimo's one
I'm already up to 2 plugs,
been,
and I'm going to join in this one,
go.
so it's 3.
So yeah, join us after the race, probably about half an hour after the race, for the Assetto Corsa Redux, the number 2 season of Assetto Corsa. We're in GT cars this time around, so join us for that. It's going to be a fun one. Icewind with a very, very good lap, and 19.2 from him. Speedy apparently invalidated, so he's not going to manage to improve. But Icewind on a 1 minute 19.2, so he's upset the apple cart from last night. He was in the SLR team last night, of course, but he wasn't quite the dominant force that Bailey and Jensen were. But obviously showing that in Monza, he is a force to be reckoned with. As we see, Astro Boys, who is not on a lap by the looks of things, he's coming into the pits. Who have we got that's on a lap? Nobody at the moment by the looks of it. Nobody that I can find, at least. Oh, Toto has just started one, so let's watch Toto for a little bit. Not using the racing line, of course. Well, that line looked basically perfect through the first chicane, but you got a little bit of oversteer on exit. We got yellow flags in sector 2, don't know why.
What the hell?
Here is Toto through the second chicane, as I guess Thimo is frustrated with whatever's happening. Oh no, Toto! There's a corner there, my dude. As he retires from
but there
the
was
session.
there was no rainbow road. Where are we supposed to go?
Oh
Should
no.
I jump into a channel and ask him?
I don't know what happened, because he retired immediately after. He could have done another lap, so I guess he just got frustrated.
Okay, then I'm not asking him it over to.
Oh,
You know, poor salt.
poor Toto. He's going to start a little way down the grid. He's going to get free tyre choice in this one, though. And he did do a 1 minute 20.2, which is not quite on the leader's pace, but still not a terrible lap. As we see Furious, who did a 1 minute 20.0 first time around. He's just started his second flying lap. Do the second chicane. Oh, there's the invalidation. That's unfortunate, as he does unfortunately invalidate. So no lap time this time from Furious. Somebody who's going to try not to invalidate. Has invalidated the first two. Well, he crashed the second time. He didn't really invalidate.
So you know what's coming?
What's
He's gonna
coming?
be furious.
He's going to be furious. He is, yeah. He's very good, Thimo. It's that's why we have you here. It's moments like that that make your commentary worthwhile.
Oh, thanks so much. I can just feel this inside.
That's okay. Well, someone who is going to be hoping that he's not cursed in this qualifying session
Because no one wants to be cursed.
is Milos Martika, who into Ascari he goes. Oh, you can't.
Oh, no,
that's not the racetrack, Milos. Come on now.
That was
Oh,
supposed to be
dear.
a pun. Oh god.
It was, yeah. I'm afraid. I was trying to outdo you, but I think the bar was too high for that.
You didn't even manage that. Can't win EGL, can't outdo my bad jokes. What are you even good for, you know?
So into the pits comes Milos Martika. All he needs to do is a solid lap and he'll be in the top 10, but he's just pushing a little bit too hard at the moment. Needs to be a little bit more gentle.
This is a bad yoke.
How's your Assetto Corsa skin update going?
No.
Oh dear. So hopefully we're gonna have the skins for the Assetto Corsa race, but obviously
You know,
had some
I mean,
issues.
is anything very exciting happening, or can I just like explain my dilemma in 10
Yeah, no. Well,
seconds?
everyone's waiting to go out, so you've got
Okay,
you've got the floor.
So, okay, so basically, my my SSD, my C volume drive, is absolutely full. And if you export something, like if you unzip a file or something, it goes in your temp folder first. So it basically doubles its disk space and uses for a short amount of time. And I don't have enough time for that, so I cannot pull the things out. So I have to delete something, and I don't find something to do. Ah!
Oh dear.
Go
Yeah,
on.
that sounds like a nightmare. It does sound like a nightmare.
It's absolute incompetence.
3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Pretorius is the only one that I could see on a lap. He's going to try and get himself up from his 6th position. Good lap from Pretorius, so 1 minute 19.5. So that's going to be his final effort in this qualifying session. And he's going to do a nice slow cool down lap, I would suspect, to look after the tyres. Icewind, I think, is on a lap. No, he's not on a lap. In fact, Push certainly was, though. So Push going out a little bit early. And he's going to do his final qualifying lap with time on the clock. Oh, that didn't look great through there. And yeah, he's abandoned. Unfortunately, he was a little bit down in the first sector, but not a good second chicane from him. Who was that crossing the line? Light Cruiser in the Renault. He goes P5 on a 1 minute 19.5. Going to keep an eye on the scoreboard here. Speedy is coming towards the end of his lap. We'll see what the second split time is. He is a 10th.5 up, but he's got much more time to find than that if he wants to get to the sharp end of the grid. He's some way off at the moment. 7/10 separates him. In fact, he's abandoned, and I would imagine that he's going to go again. Push then comes to the end of his lap. Not sure how that's gone for him. Someone just improve, or was that my eyes deceiving me? It might have been Bascodinho, but Push crosses the line. He is starting a lap now. It was, I guess, Bantz that crossed the line, because he's gone across the first chicane, and he gets into the top 10. He gets into the 1 minute 19. So good lap from Bantz, 1 minute 19.9. Icewind retires from what is at the moment pole position. Who have we got on a lap? Push just started one. Jensen is also on a lap, coming towards the end of it. He's 2/10 up, so Jensen could move himself up to the sharp end here. Well, he would have, but instead he has decided to back off and maybe try for another one. Bailey on his lap. 40 seconds to go in this session. This will be Bailey's last lap. He's 400ths up. Light Cruiser retires from P5. Inch perfect across the second chicane. Throws it into Lesmo 1. That looked pretty good. Lovely and smooth. Perfectly hit the apex. Got a pretty good run out.
I'll need another invite.
Okay, we're going to have to I'll wait a little bit then, because
Yeah, that's fine.
Kirst does put a lap in. A very good lap it is as well. 1 minute 19.7 from Kirst. He goes into P7. Good stuff from him. Bailey is 800ths of a second up. It is very, very close for pole right now.
Oh, thanks. OceanChief.
Ah, nice one, Ocean. Thank you. As Bailey comes around Parabolica. Has he done enough? He was 800ths up. He needs an 800th improvement. He crosses the line. He goes... He just barely improves, but doesn't manage to get it onto the front row. He's 1 minute 19.315. So close. Astro, though, is up a 10th.5, so this could be Astro's pole position. If he gets Ascari right, looked like he did. Speedy, by the way, did improve. He did a 1 minute 19.7. Just gets himself ahead of Curse. /LP crosses the line, goes P9. Astro Boys, though, is this going to be pole for Astro? Looked like he got Parabolica just about right. He's going to cross the line, and he goes into pole position. It's P1 for Astro Boys in the Mercedes, 1 minute 19.179. Good stuff from him, and a pretty high quality qualifying session all round.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Nice to see Astro back on top after he's had a bit of a, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a nightmare, but like a rough evening yesterday.
Yeah, he did. I mean, in fairness to him, he only found out he was driving in the tournament a day before the actual tournament. He was the addition after SOR pulled out. But yeah, it didn't exactly go to plan for him last night. But this qualifying session certainly has gone to plan, and it's going to be him starting on pole, leading the pack away. Icewind P2. That's a really, really good performance from Icewind. So there we have it. That's the order. 19-1 from Astro. And Bailey and Pretorius, P3, P4. Bailey was almost a 10th up in Sector 2, but couldn't quite manage to hold that through Sector 3. Looking down the field, we see Milosh in P8. That's a good result from him. /LP as well. Pretty good qualifying for him. P9, Push P10, Lascodinho P11, Bantz P12, and Shu P13, and then I don't remember who the rest were because it flashed off screen, unfortunately. So that's our grid.
How dare you?
So do we have a... I guess I've not had a weather report, so I think it's a dry race.
It's dry.
Dry. Nice, okay. So no rain expected today. His copy says, don't crash, please. Yep, absolutely. Copy is one of the best at not crashing. That's why he's SLR Tier 1 champion. Good to have him in chat.
Because he's a good driver.
That's true. Good driver.
Yeah, I still have to fix stuff, I'm very sorry. But like,
that's okay.
It couldn't happen early, but I mean, Tara's got this, so...
Yeah, you can dip in and out
fine.
when you can.
I can do bad puns without her, without seeing the screen. But Effective is not driving.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
You do have Furious. There's not even any rain for OceanChief.
Ah, damn it. But I've only made that pun like 43 times. What are you on about? Yeah, that makes me furious as well. Anyway.
So in terms of strategy, I think are we soft to medium at Monza? I actually don't know. I think we
assume we are. Yeah.
Nobody's chosen to start on the hard tyres, which tells me we're probably...
yeah, that's...
soft medium.
That is a reasonable thing to assume, I would say. Oh, are you kidding?
Uh-oh. Might not have skins for Assetto Corsa tonight, folks. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Thimo's going to try his best, though.
This is a joke.
Oh dear.
I know I know why I wanted to outsource this to Vance.
Well, Vance is otherwise engaged. We're on board with him at the moment. And the back straight, he starts in P12 in this one. He's Jensen's teammate, and if you're a fan of Jensen, by the way, you might want to be tuning in tomorrow as well for the 2SRL race. He is, I can exclusively reveal, he is going to be a part of that one as well. As we see the drivers warming their tyres fairly furiously. Oh, who was that at the back? Was that somebody going off the road?
Please tell me you weren't talking about Furious.
Was I talking about... I don't know. It's... Oh, wow. I said Furious. There you go. Yeah, that was... Thimo with the eagle ear. Picking out that one.
For sure.
So here we go then. Cars lining up on the grid. It's been a pretty slow formation lap. Obviously trying to get some heat into those tyres. There are our front, 6 or 7. Who are we missing? We're missing Jensen. What happened to Jensen? Oh, he's just slow. Okay.
Things you don't say.
Yeah, not something you say very often. But he was on this occasion. So we have 5 lights. Well, we don't quite yet. Now we have 5 lights, and they are out. A pretty good start by the looks of it from Astro. It looked like he got the jump on Icewind. Icewind might have to defend his second place. To Bailey and into the wall. Hard goes Pretorius. Didn't see what happened there. There was surely a little bit of contact, though, as they go into turn 1. And we see them all file through at the back as well. Looks pretty clean for the most part so far. Everyone getting through in one piece. Up the front, though, Astro Boy's got a pretty good start. Bailey has taken second from Icewind. He couldn't defend it. And Icewind now under threat from Light Cruiser in 4th. And Speedy's made a very good start as well. So Speedy up to P5. Pretorius surely will have damage. And yeah, he's holding everyone up now. Jensen going past. And who's that at the back? A lot of dust kicked up, but no incident by the looks of it. Slash LP spins in Lesmo 1 though. Oh, Slash didn't see the start of that. Only saw him spinning. But he has not managed to keep his nose clean in lap 1 as Icewind has to take evasive action there. Serious evasive action from Bailey Thompson, who didn't see exactly what happened there, but he's under pressure now from Light Cruiser. The two up front are also very close together indeed. Bailey hanging back for the time being though. Icewind covering the inside in Parabolica as they come through to complete lap 1. The top 5 look like they made a little bit of a break. Jensen P6. Speedy right on the back of Light Cruiser. Just hanging back. He's in low DRS mode for the time being. And he sends one down the inside, side by side for the lead as well. Bailey and Astro battling and a lot of wheel banging between the two of them. Icewind very interested in what might be happening there between the two of them. Bailey, though, looks like he might have that. Astro just sticking on that rear wheel, but nothing doing for him at the moment. And he falls in behind into the second chicane. So Bailey takes the lead. He hits the front pretty early as Astro makes a mistake in the second chicane. Has to cover off the move into Lesmo 1. That might allow Bailey to get away. DRS, of course, enabled at the end of this lap. What's happening further back? We've got Cursed all over the back of Pretorius. There's Light Cruiser and Speedy also battling for 4th and 5th. It's very close from 2nd to 5th at the moment. As Milosh has a look at the inside, that's not recommended, into Ascari. And now he's under pressure from Push. And Shu as well, just a little bit behind. So here are the leaders once again. Astro Boys, I think, is just about in DRS. Speedy had a look to the inside in Parabolica of Light Cruiser. Don't know about that. It looks like he might get the move done, though. Down the straight they go. And Speedy with the inside. No DRS, though, of course. Speedy does get the move done. A little bit further back. Toto and Shu side by side. And Kirst has passed Push as well for P7. Oh, and a crash as Toto gets turned around. Didn't see. That must have been contact. And Toto retires. So Toto was running pretty well, but now is not. As we see Jensen moving up the inside of Light Cruiser into the second chicane. Is he going to be able to get that move done? Oh, and hopping across the chicane curb was Light Cruiser. Looked like he got away with it, but he has lost the position to Jensen. Further back looked like something happened as well.
That sounds like a race where a second commentator would have been useful.
It's okay, we're doing our best here as Bantz has to defend from Bascodinho. Bascodinho on the soft tyre, both have DRS. Up the hill towards Ascari. Bantz covering the inside, running wide though. That'll be a warning, I think, for Bantz. Further up. What's happening further up? Speedy has put a little bit of a gap on Jensen, I think, because of that mistake. Speedy here is Speedy, though, on Icewind. Goes to the outside. Icewind covering the inside. Astro Boys with no DRS, so Bailey looks like he might be getting away. Astro Boys choosing not to cover the inside. Speedy sending one, and a little bit of contact between the two of them. That was not an advisable move from Speedy. You don't get away with that too often. Icewind dropping back, though.
Toto just cheekily started up Assetto Corsa.
Ah, that was his plan all along with the big decoy, Top Thomas.
Clearly.
He's going to do some practice for the Assetto Corsa race, which is about half an hour after this one. There you go. Both have the same idea.
Of course we had.
Astro Boys and Speedy battling. Bailey has made a break. 2.5 seconds at the front after whatever it is, 4 laps. Speedy just saving his battery for the moment. So he's going to hold station behind. And maybe make a move at some point in the future. Here is Light Cruiser. Here are Light Cruiser and Jensen, 5th and 6th. And that little moment that they had in the second chicane might have cost them the DRS as they head up the main straight. Not sure whether Light Cruiser's quite in range. It was very close. Is Speedy going to attack now? DRS open. He's got his engine to overtake. Astro Boys choosing not to defend. Down the inside goes Speedy into P2. Oh, tiny bit of contact there between the two of them. And Icewind now on the back as well. And Light Cruiser and Jensen have managed to close that gap, so they have DRS now as well. The lead at the front, though, meanwhile, is 2.8 seconds. Bailey really stretching his legs, and he looks pretty hot favourite for this one. Go through Lesmo 1. Oh, and that's not a good idea, Icewind. That's really not a good idea. Oh, and he's going to lose it. He almost lost it. Oh, he has lost it. He's lost his wheel. He's out of the race. Oh, Icewind. That was hard to watch. He just got a little bit of a moment on the exit of Lesmo 2. And out of the race goes Icewind. We've seen that before from him. We saw it in France.
No!
I think Thimo has just reacted to it as well from the stream. So Icewind, unfortunately, it was such a good qualifying session for him. Oh, Speedy and Astro, DRS locked, of course. So Astro are going to get the pass done here on Speedy down the main straight. 3.4 seconds now the gap to Bailey Thompson. Astro makes a complete hash of the first chicane, and Speedy says, thank you very much, I'm going to take that place right back. Light Cruiser now right on the back as well.
Jensen also looking, by the looks of it.
Yeah, he certainly is, as Light Cruiser decides not to go for the move into the second chicane. He will have got a warning for that, though. He did cut the second part of that chicane. Bascodinho making a move, but it looks like things on Kirst. Oh, and they crashed. I didn't see if that was contact between the two of them before Bascodinho got it sideways, but Bascodinho certainly was in the wall as Triton goes past as well, and Bascodinho having to right his Renault. So all sorts of incidents here in the first few laps of this Monza race. The upshot is, though, that Bailey Thompson now has a 3.8 second lead at the front of this race. And then there's a gaggle of 4 cars. It's Speedy, Astro Boys, Light Cruiser and Jensen as they go through Parabolica once again.
I cannot share the statement of Milos on stream, but I can share the statement that Jensen said that Parabolica is going to be a shush show.
I see.
It's fine. Yeah.
There we go.
Said he is scared. Just saw why.
Well, they got through the first 6 times, so hopefully they managed to keep it clean a little bit longer. Up front, though, Astro Boys and Speedy once again battling. And once again, Bailey is just stretching his legs while all of that is happening. 4 seconds is the lead. Astro Boys again goes deep into the second chicane. Light Cruiser gets himself a penalty. We've seen him get a couple of warnings already, and those have caught up to him. So 3 seconds for Light Cruiser. I think he's the first of the lead group to get himself a penalty. Down the back straight they go. Speedy turns the hybrid off, so he's going to fall in behind through Ascari and maybe try again on the main straight. But the gap now up front, 4.4 seconds. Bailey is putting on a real show here as Light Cruiser just about hangs on to that on the exit of Ascari. 2 Red Bulls battling as Milos goes wide and avoids the wall. My goodness, Milos. That was very close to the end of your race, but he got away with it. As we see Jensen and Speedy in. Oh, and they both have DRS, and Astro doesn't give Speedy room, and quite rightly, because that was a late lunge. But, they all managed to get through, though.
You know about another late lunge, the one I'm doing on the commentary. I think I can jump in again.
Thimo is going to join us for commentary, so it looks like we are going to have skins for the Assetto Corsa race. Astro Boys makes a mistake, goes wide at the second chicane. He's lost 3 places. So Astro Boys now has got to hope that he's still in DRS. I think he just might be, barely, but only just. He's got to use some of that battery if he's not. He's trying to hang on to the tyres. He doesn't have DRS for this back straight, so it might be that this group of 4 up front has become a group of 3. Speedy, Jensen and Light Cruiser. Astro Boys with that mistake, falling off the back of that group.
Oh, this is actually the biggest joke I've ever seen. I can't.
Parabolica again. Speedy went very deep there. Managed to brake late enough, but I think Jensen's got the switcheroo. He does indeed. And Jensen even has DRS as Light Cruiser decides to hop into the pit lane. So Light Cruiser is the first of the lead runners to push. To pit, rather, not push.
They were all cruising, man.
Jensen
he
now.
has not done it!
Oh no.
We have to...
We'll have Thimo eventually, folks. We'll have him here eventually.
You already have my annoyed comments in the background, it's not much different.
Oh no, we lost Milos. What happened to Milos? He went straight across the first chicane. It looks like he's okay. But didn't see what happened there. He'll have lost some more time though. So Jensen now ahead of Speedy. The gap though to Bailey, over 5 seconds. And these two chasing for all they are worth. Kirst gets himself 3 seconds. There he is, struggling on those soft tyres.
You know, this is just karma making me talk less after I've said all words that are possible in the English language in yesterday's broadcast.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was justified last night. It was a pretty hype event. It was,
I mean, Tu Sorel almost won it, even though they only did 2 races. So.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's yeah, it was a struggle for 2SRL, particularly in Bahrain, as Speedy is the next car to pit. He'd just about fallen out of DRS of Jensen as well.
I am in!
Thimo has made it, folks. Thimo has done it.
Guys! Oh my god, I am so happy.
With only 17 laps to go, Thimo has made it.
I planned on missing the first 5 minutes of qualifying, by the way.
Well, you're here now, which is the important thing.
Yeah, it really is, and Triton just went straight on in Rosia.
Oh dear.
I saw that.
Well, he got away with it because he didn't get an instant 3-second penalty. Don't know whether he got a warning.
He was very slow by the looks of it.
As Kirsten / LP side by side into the first chicane. Kirst on the hard... No, he's not on the hard tyres, he's on the medium tyres. / LP's on the hard tyres, which is an interesting decision.
Okay, wait, help me. Where's Furious from? Estonia? Is that Estonia?
What is don't know. I didn't see the flag.
It's the blue, black, white one.
Yeah, that sounds like Estonia.
Oh.
Could well be. So I guess he's probably the first Estonian
push and shoe.
SLR driver as Push and Shoe both decide to pit, and Shoe, yeah, that looked a little bit too fast to me, and indeed it was. He did, yeah. That is true. But unfortunately pays the penalty in the form of 5 seconds. / LP gets 3. So Bailey and Jensen both pitting on the same lap. Bailey has a pretty significant lead though. Jensen is gonna come out behind Light Cruiser and also behind Speedy. But it looks like he's going to have DRS on the 2 of them. So these 3 are going to be locked in battle once again. Astro Boy is a little further away behind. About 3 seconds or so. As Shu and Pretorius try to negotiate turn 1 without getting in each other's way. Leading the race now, though, is Mr. That Bant, who didn't have a tremendous tournament last night by his relatively high standards. But certainly looking good in this one. He started on the mediums and looked like he's made that strategy work for the time being.
Well, let's have a look. So the intervals, if you say he's going to, like, I don't know, say he pitted now, and it takes like 20 seconds, he would be between Astro Boys and Shu. And but
yep.
on the other hand, it's kind of safe to assume he will lose some time on the like in the dying stages of his medium tire life.
Yeah.
So he'll lose some more time. He'll drop a bit back. I imagine he'll probably come up behind Push and Cursed, between Cursed.
Between Push and Cursed. Yeah, I think that's right. And of course he'll be fast at the end of the race.
Why do you repeat what I said?
And he'll be fast at the end of the race on those soft tyres, so that's good. Speedy on Light Cruiser. Speedy did the fastest lap of the race just now. In his attempt to push, contact between the two of them. Light Cruiser holding on. Didn't see if there was any damage there. It looked like a pretty hefty hit, but he might have got away with it.
Who? Speedy?
Speedy, yeah. Speedy and Light Cruiser.
Yeah, looks like he's still got all of his end plates. Jensen is in lurking position behind them, and but it looks like he's struggling just a little bit to get there. It's I mean he'll have the problem that he's third in a train, and if you're third in the train, you will always I mean you will get DRS, but the guy ahead of you also gets DRS, so you're probably not going to get him.
Yep, absolutely right.
So
it's a little bit tricky for him, but just got to be patient, and there's always the possibility that the two in front will make a mistake. Bailey, though, carving his way through the field right now. He just passed OceanChief, we just saw. So he's third on the road and chasing down both Bance and Triton. As Speedy makes a mistake into Parabolica. Yeah, he got a wheel on the grass, I think, on entry.
Yeah, Jensen looks very close down, I think. Speedy will not have any slipstream, so Jensen might actually have the advantage, and we see some good old draft snake. Jensen tucked in behind. Now he looks to the inside. Can he outbrake Speedy? No! He's rather cautious with it. Light Cruiser looked pretty conservative with it as well, so Speedy's right on Light Cruiser's back again, and Jensen loses out. He's very cautious, I've got to say. He doesn't look like he wants to risk anything. He just wants to get the mileage and maybe do something in the later stages. Speedy having a little nervous look to the inside of Light Cruiser there, into Rogia, but nothing going on there. Better that way. Not everyone can do album dives.
Yep, absolutely right. It's Jensen. Got a grandstand view of the battle ahead of him. Light Cruiser at the moment looks...
He's just holding the camera. I bet he's enjoying that.
Oh, what happened there? He lagged.
Yeah,
wow.
he lagged.
That was
he got a screen freeze, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was a big lag. So now he got DRS, but he's got to make that gap shrink to less than a second if he wants to keep the DRS. It looks like he got a pretty good run through Ascari though.
Yeah, he got a good Ascari, so that means he will probably keep his DRS, but he has to be careful now if he plays his hand wrong, or if he just screws up, and he might actually fall out of the DRS. Now he goes very wide. Let's have a look. How is it looking between Light Cruiser and Speedy? And I can say one thing for sure. I'm very sure that Speedy will get past over short or long term. Oh, Light Cruiser!
Yikes! That squeeze.
That's interesting. Squeeze. I mean, I guess it was barely legal, but I can imagine Speedy won't be too happy. But I don't think that Light Cruiser has something to say about that. Oh! Wow, why is Speedy so slow? Speedy is actually running in ERS mode 2, and Light Cruiser is on 4, but Light Cruiser has literally no ERS left. He's on like 6-7%.
Oh, this is personal between these two. Speedy gets 3 seconds, so that's a big deal for him. But Speedy and Light Cruiser, I mean, I don't usually like calling these so much, but my goodness, those two are very close to having an accident at times. And it just might be that they push the limits a little bit too far. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, Light Cruiser feels the pressure. He's in ERS mode 1 on this straight because he knows that Speedy can't get him here.
Oh, 3 seconds for Jensen.
3 seconds for Jensen, yeah, but Speedy is also conserving a lot, and now he's put it in a hot lap. Now he finally wants to attack. He's been kind of nice with the DRS, with the ERS so far. Now he turns it up, I imagine. He's got like 55% more than Light Cruiser. So will we see the battery from him now? Will Furious maybe come into play? Maybe give Light Cruiser saving DRS if Speedy doesn't get past it?
Not this time.
And Light Cruiser, I am afraid dude, I think you're moving more than once on the straight, and I feel like that's a bit illegal.
Well, that one, and there's again more contact between the two of them. Yeah, Light Cruiser wasn't wasn't sort of within range there for Speedy, but yeah, it's right on the border of legality at the moment for Light Cruiser. He's certainly defending very aggressively
now
indeed.
maybe a late lunge? No, okay. It looked like it from us Jensen's on board.
Oh,
And Light Cruiser picks
three
up
more
a penalty.
seconds, yeah. I think that's 6 now for Light Cruiser. We saw him get one earlier in the race. So
Speedy got 3.
Speedy's got 3, Jensen's got 3. I think that's the situation.
So let's see. What can he do? Now Furious will give Light Cruiser a bit of DRS cover. And this track is just too...
There's no space there!
It's too
Oh my
narrow! You
goodness.
can't go past there! Don't do it to him at Marduk! 3 seconds for OceanChief. And
Furious wisely backed out of that one. Speedy made a mistake though. And now Jensen is all over the back of the Toro Rosso, and I think he's going to get the move done here into Parabolica. He does.
Speedy has it in ERS 0. I don't know why. He looked a bit defeatist there. I think he could have held on to it.
Well, he's trying to...
Maybe he just wants the DRS, but he would have
Well, he's trying to save it. Yeah, he's trying to save it, and I think he knew what was up there with Jensen. Light Cruiser again with the big draft
That's
snake.
like legit FIA illegal, but now Jensen doesn't give a crap about that. He just goes to the asset. Very late braking from Speedy. Almost got him as well. But Jensen clean pass. He's been lurking and lurking and lurking for like, I don't know how long. Like, I don't know, 6 laps, 7 laps at least. And now, all of a sudden, he strikes and he gets 2 in 1 run. And he oh wow. He doesn't give Light Cruiser a lot of space there. But he's allowed to, but that was maybe a bit like... Yeah, now they come
Light Cruiser spins. Light Cruiser spins on the exit of the second chicane, and that was coming, I'm afraid. Light Cruiser with the very, very aggressive defense, and Jensen with the equally aggressive offense. And yeah, that was a long time in the making, that accident, unfortunately for Light Cruiser. So he's got a lot of work to do now.
I'm surprised it was Jensen Light Cruiser, not Speedy and Light Cruiser.
Yeah. But Speedy has, at least for the time being, survived. It's OceanChief now that those two have to navigate as Bailey... Oh, Bailey makes a mistake in Parabolica and lets Triton back through. Outbraked himself there on the inside. Triton dives into the pit lane, but that will have cost Bailey a little bit of time. He's got plenty of time in hand, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I imagine... Oh, and now, yeah, Speedy is definitely getting OceanChief here, but can he make it 2 for 1? I don't think so. Maybe with a late lunch, I don't think so. They are in voice together, I know that for a fact, so...
yeah, they are.
They probably... I mean, they are certainly not working as a team, but I imagine that they won't do anything stupid to upset each other. And
Yeah,
it's looking good for them. They are 2 and 3, and... Bailey has got quite, like, he stretched his legs, he's 5 seconds up the road.
So something that we didn't mention as well is that Bance and Triton have pitted. So they put on the soft tyres to go to the end of the race, so 11 laps on the softs is what those two will do. And they've got a little bit of work to do to get to this little train here between, Shoe, Pretorius, Light Cruiser and Push. That's where Light Cruiser has come out after his incident.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, they came out between a cushioned purse, and that's definitely their names.
Yep, that's exactly how it happened. Light Cruiser looking to the inside. Again, that's just not advisable. He backs out of it, but loses himself some time. That is advisable, but he's lost himself some time there.
Interesting side note, if you go to the telemetry, or like, yeah, I think it's telemetry, of Light Cruiser, you can see that he's got the yellow fuel thingy, so he's probably running low on fuel. He probably uses a lot of it, so he might have to save. And Monza, it actually matters because there's like literally no slow part of this track. Maybe from Rogia to Lesmo or something, but apart from that, it's high speed. So, like, being down on fuel is actually
it makes a big difference. Yeah, it really does. Ocean and Pretorius also pitting, so they're going to put the soft tyres on to go to the end of the race. That was Pretorius' only stop. Yeah, it was. Oh no, Pretorius has done 2 pit stops, so something must have happened to him. He must have lost some front wing somewhere. We didn't see it, but unfortunate for him. He's going to come out in P14. So looking like no points for Pretorius in this one. A little bit further up. It's Bailey still leading by 5.6 seconds, and in reality it's more than that because the other two, something happened to Shoe, Whether he tangled with Light Cruiser on the exit of Lesmo 2, but he lost a lot of time. And
A spot to push.
he's going to at least try and keep in DRS. It looks like he's going to, so not the end of the world for Shu, and it looks like he's got all of his front wing as well.
Yeah, push came really close to Light Cruiser, then Bance.
Oh,
probably
Bance, that's a game crash. Yeah, I think so. He's still running around, but unfortunately we've lost Bance. That is really quite unfortunate. Light Cruiser and push. Again, Light Cruiser defending a lot. Really wants to stay ahead. As they go through the first chicane. Push just biding his time. You'll know what the situation is. Light Cruiser on the same tyres and slightly older tyres.
No clear answer. I think maybe it is that his 3G died because he's playing with mobile data.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, because he's not responding on Discord, Kirst assumed that probably his internet died.
Yeah, that's very possible. That's really unfortunate.
The game pitted him, so he's basically out of the race now.
Yeah, he is. He's dead last, unfortunately. So no points for Bance. He was having a decent race. Certainly after last night, he will have wanted a decent race, but unfortunately the internet gods, or whatever it was, intervening.
Unfortunately, he won't even get a nice race 30 minutes after this is over, because he cannot drive an AC. That doesn't mean that he can't watch it. You should watch it as well. Plug number 5.
He definitely should. Yeah,
I'm good at this.
He's one of the cool kids. All the cool kids are watching. Yep, Jensen passing Speedy. Yep. So,
but it was at break time, so I had to, you know. I mean, I'm German, so I have to watch RTL to get my F1 coverage, and I'm just used to ads in every interesting fight. I'm forcing you to get used to it as well. Speedy behind Jensen. I think they will have a nice fight till the end of the race. Good excuse, isn't it?
Hugo said probably ran out of mobile data XD. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it really is XD. I don't know. Bailey looks kind of nailed on for victory.
Yep, he's not put a wheel wrong the whole race. It's been a continuation of last night's performance for Bailey Thompson. He has looked absolutely imperious out there. As Furious gets 3 seconds. He's having a pretty good debut, honestly.
And yes, Bance said, ran out of data. Shame, was gonna be my best race in over a month, is what he texted me. So, yeah, rest in peace. He really had a shot because he was on soft tires, and you can do something with the soft tires. Obviously, soft tires, more grip, and especially also more traction. And traction is very vital around here. Yeah. So you can do something with those soft tires, and also with overtaking being fairly easy. I think he could have been right there with push, Light Cruiser and Shu, maybe even fighting for P5, and now we won't ever know what would have been, and Light Cruiser and push are fighting as well, and Light Cruiser claims P5 and push. Shu is right behind them. That's actually, I like the colors. It goes from yellow over orange to red.
Yep, a nice spectrum between those three. Triton is catching them. I think Triton is going to catch them before the end of the race. Certainly if they keep battling, he will. So he's having a pretty good race. Miloš is actually still in this race. He's
oh, Triton!
Whoa, that was sideways, wasn't it? Yeah. Got away with it.
I rode on board with him. He he jumped over the curb on the inside sausage curb, and I think he kind of took off, caught the gravel on the outside, still managed to catch it. Nice save, but not too good. And now Bance texted me something that I'm going to loosely translate into flip.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's not been the best of couple of days for Bance. As who was that making a mistake? That was Push by the looks of it, running wide in Ascari.
No Shu on his outside. Barely enough racing room. You can see how he turns in later because he probably aims for a better exit. I don't know if you got one. Slipstream, DRS. Push will have both as well, but not as good a slipstream. So let's see.
I think it's Light Cruiser that needs to be concerned. He's thinking about defending. Ooh. They both thought about it.
Yeah, so I jumped on board between them. Shu had like 4 kilometers overspeed on push. And Furious has passed OceanChief, and I think OceanChief didn't fight for that.
Oh
And now
no,
Furious goes
Furious! He's
wide.
doing the
You
Monza
can't-
slalom.
You can't go wide if you don't plan on turning.
Oh, and he got 3 seconds anyway. That's unfortunate. He
Yeah,
didn't
he
certainly
destroyed the
didn't gain
boards.
time there. So
He destroyed the boards though, so...
is that why? Is it? Does
I
the
think
game
so.
really?
Well, he got
okay.
Magnus. I mean, no, the game doesn't register it, but
Okay.
the game assumes if you, like, it assumes how fast you're gonna be
Yeah.
if you take the boards, and he was faster than that, so that's why he got
Yeah. Fair enough.
license. Sure.
Light Cruiser looks like he's making a break from both Push and Shu. So it looks like he might have a run to that 5th place, at least on the track. Don't know about the penalty situation. We know he has, I think, 6 seconds. Light Cruiser up front, though, side by side, Jensen and Speedy. Speedy gets the move done into turn 1. 5 laps to go, and Bailey just did the fastest lap of the race as well on those old medium tyres. So Bailey really showing his pace around here. It's been a fantastic performance. As Triton now is on the back of this battle, and he sends one up the inside, and that is not how you overtake into turn 1. He forced Push there to cut right across the chicane. Lots of contact, and he got himself 3 seconds as well, did Triton. So a little bit eager on the brakes there. Not quite respecting the overspeed he had with the DRS.
Yeah, I mean, you can be an Australian Red Bull driver all you want, but that doesn't automatically make you great at dive bombs, I'm
Yeah, it's
afraid.
true. Oh, Push
And
making
Push
a
goes
mistake.
very wide!
Yeah,
Triton will have seen that, and now his hunter's instinct sets in, I assume. Maybe here, but I think he's gonna carry that to the main straight, even though he's very close,
he's
so
got-
I'm
oh, and
maybe wrong, but
Ay, ay,
yeah,
ay.
this straight is just so narrow, you can just like barely fit 3 cars wide. Wouldn't happen with Hamantilka, with his 20-meter tracks. But Triton squeezes through around the outside, even though Push gave him a little bit of a scare, I'm sure.
Oh, Push now under
And now-
pressure from
yeah.
Shu. Shu to the inside. And, side-by-side
Oh,
contact in the
no!
parabolica. You don't want to be doing that. More contact on the
no!
exit.
Stop playing Forza, guys!
Oh, dear.
Shu was about to spin there, but he like counter-steered into Push side pod, and that's what kept him alive. And now he's behind Push, but he's got open DRS, so he can kind of defend from this. No one has the overspeed here. Both 344 at the end of the straight.
Contact.
And Push!
Wow.
That's not racing room. You shouldn't be there, I assume. But now, I think he got a better exit, but then he had to lift off. So Shu is safe until Roja at least. And
Yeah.
Triton has got past cleanly and has set his. I'm sure he's got his sight on Light Cruiser now, who is only 1.5 seconds.
Push makes a mistake. Push makes a mistake. Exit of the second chicane.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that battle's over, unfortunately for him. Shu looks like he's going to get that, and for us as well. So yeah, and I think you're right about Triton. I think he is going to be looking very closely at the back.
Oh, yellows!
Is it Furious?
is
Yeah,
dead.
Furious spinning in the second chicane. So that's what those yellows were.
Oh, I'm not in charge of the camera. I can finally search for yellow flags again. Yellow flags again. Who's that? It's Furious again. He spun in Lesmo 1.
Oh dear.
I
Took
am
the
afraid
tyres.
his race is about to be over.
Yeah. I wonder if I put the commentator's curse on him there as Jensen
And Jensen has passed
once again
Speedy.
past Speedy. Now this is a game of cat and mouse between these two from here. 3 laps to go. And it's a question of whether you want to be in front or whether you want to be behind and to have the DRS. That's the big question for these two. Bailey's going to win this race. And I think both of them have 3 seconds. Can you do me a favour, Timo, and just check what the penalty situation is between these two? I think they both have 3 seconds.
No, do it yourself.
But I'm not absolutely sure.
Jensen, Speedy, you say?
Yeah.
1 and 2 for both. So 3
Okay.
seconds and 2 warnings, both of them.
Oh, okay, so there might
Because
be
they
another
are
one.
boys, they will be aware.
Yeah, there might be another one then for either of them. They're both on 2 warnings as well. Meanwhile,
Triton's worked as.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yep, exactly what I was about to say. Triton is in DRS now of Light Cruiser. The speed there
Speedy
it
gets the
is for
penalty.
Speedy.
He's the first to blink, and now he know. I mean, Jensen at this point probably. Now he basically knows he doesn't have to defend that position.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, there's pride in also winning on track, so maybe he still defends. But he could just basically, like, not defend too hard and then get towed by Speedy and make sure he doesn't get a cut
Yeah, no, that could well happen. Speedy
in
now.
before Speedy pushes Jensen to cut the corner.
Well, that'll be what he's hoping. 2 laps to go. Triton well in DRS. And I think Triton has the better of the penalty situation. Triton has 3 seconds, I think. Maybe he has 6, though. I'm not sure. Light Cruiser, we think, has 6.
It is... Triton is not going anywhere.
Oh, dear.
He's got 4 penalties.
Oh, okay, so he's got...
Light Cruiser's got 2.
He's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. So, yeah, this isn't a real battle. And in that case, Triton looks like he might be losing both 7th and 8th place as well.
Oh, can he do something?
Triton,
Not like
my
that.
goodness me. As he has to once again go across the chicane. That was almost an enormous crash. They got away with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Triton, though, with just a little bit of contact on Light Cruiser.
Yeah, he had to... So, basically... Oh! Slide! That's not a drifting track.
Yeah, I guess his tyres are probably cooking themselves now as well. And they'll be worn, those old softs.
Sorry, my analysis to that is, I think he was like... he was going towards the grass and then he had to countersteer a little bit and he overdid it, so he hit the rear tire of Light Cruiser, and I mean it's like 340 or something, 345. You are at that point of the track, so the fact that they didn't tie is very, very
yeah, it's impressive. Oh, Speedy backs it into turn 1 there and gets the move done on Jensen. Very nicely done. It won't matter unless Jensen gets another penalty, though. This is the last lap.
I'm right on board. I want to see it when it happens. Yeah, so Speedy also did his thing he did in the tournament yesterday as well to get victory from WoW in Belgium, because he, on the final straight on lap 26, he was running in engine mode 0 to make sure he stays behind Jensen.
Yep, absolutely right.
Just about pulls ahead, but it's not going.
I wonder if he's trying to do the fastest lap. I wonder if he's going to do the fastest lap. I have a feeling that he will.
Yeah, he will.
Because he's been the whole lap in high, or in hot lap rather. So this is effectively a qualifying lap for Jensen. Meanwhile, as Bailey negotiates the lapped Furious, he comes around Parabolica, and he is going to win this race. He won the tournament last night. He's won this race as well. 25 points for him. Speedy crosses the line, does not do the fastest lap.
The lastest lap
Either. Well, he did do the lastest lap, but not the fastest lap. As Astro Boys, we didn't talk much about Astro Boys after he lost the DRS there, but a pretty good result for him in the end. He finishes 4th. Light Cruiser with a very, very eventful race. He finishes 5th. Triton finishes 6th on the road, but he gets jumped by Push, who gains 2 places. Guess Push didn't have any penalties. Yeah, Shu had some penalties. As Curse crosses the line but gets jumped by OceanChief, so it's 2 points for OceanChief. Oh, and Pretorius as well, so no points for Cursed. F's in chat for Milos. He had an eventful race.
Must be FIA being biased against Red Bull because they both had a shit ton of penalties. I mean, a crap load. And
it's okay, no one noticed.
It's very interesting what the game did to Bans, because after he left, it pitted him twice.
Yeah, it's good AI.
Want to know.
Good AI. 2-stop is obviously the way to go at Monza.
Yeah, but
or 3-stop, I guess.
2-stop,
yeah.
2-stop after lap 70 or something.
Yeah. No, it's not exactly what you want to be doing.
That's a Monaco strategy.
There are the results then. Bailey with the completely clean race. He got clear air at the beginning, and I just wonder, I'm just going to look at the at Speedy's lap times, because was that last lap his fastest? It wasn't quite, actually. He did basically the same lap time as he did before, but unfortunately not quite good enough to get the fastest lap, which I think went to Bailey in the end. So Bailey gets 26 points for that performance. A fantastic drive from Bailey once again. As we have Oh, Bailey's, what's that, his 4th win of the season, maybe his 5th, I don't remember. He certainly won a lot. He's put himself in a very good position in the championship with that as well. Jensen, after a pretty eventful race, he started 6th. He finishes 2nd. Speedy likewise started 7th, finished 3rd. Astro Boys, just with that mistake in the first stint, lost the DRS train, which effectively knocked him out of contention. So that is your Italian Grand Prix. It was a pretty fun one in SLR Tier 1. And we're going to see if there's anybody who wants to talk to us. We're not going to be able to do super long interviews
We
at
are,
the end of this
because
one.
Monza has the highest average speed, and
Oh.
that means that we're already done. And it's still 25 minutes until the official practice session starts, and that means
Okay, we
also
got plenty of
40
time then.
minutes. Yeah, we do.
So yeah,
Well,
let's
talk to people. Let's for example go into general chat. I'm going to go into general chat at one and ask people.
okay, that's a good idea. We have where is Thimo gone? Oh, he's gone into the 2SRL Discord. That makes a lot of sense. In the meantime, OceanChief has shown himself in the gentleman's lounge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag Mr. OceanChief into this channel, and we're going to chat with him about that race. You got 2 points there, Ocean. You must be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, it was unexpected. As you saw, I qualified last, and I was pretty disappointed with myself. Like I don't have pace on this track. I can do some good laps like 19.6, but when it comes to qualifying, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it's the, like, you know, the tension, or you know, the fact that it's a live, you know, kind of session.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
on my out lap, I feel like relaxed and I'm able to push the car and, you know, nail apexes. But when it comes to the hot lap, I always make stupid mistakes like here and there, and it just costs me a lot of time. So yeah, I just started at the very back, and I just thought, right, I'll just try and keep up with these guys. I'll go for the medium to soft strategy, because I know that most of the guys will go soft to medium. And I just picked up the pieces. Like, there was, as you saw, there was a few people went off, including my teammate. Unfortunately, he was doing pretty well. But yeah, I mean, I was doing practices, and every practice was a nightmare. I just had, you know, multiple issues, crashing, missing apexes, picking up penalties. I don't know how I came together there. I wasn't the fastest, but I just, slow and steady, got me some points. So yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it generally does. That tends to be how, especially somewhere like Monza, where, I mean, we saw a lot of incidents today, and I think a lot of drivers not necessarily respecting the fact that, you know, you're doing 200 miles an hour when you go down the straight, and if you wheel bang at 200 miles an hour, quite often that's the end of your race. But yeah, it's staying out of trouble gets you a long way here, and not getting penalties as well gets you a long way, and you did a pretty good job of that as well.
Yeah, picked up one penalty, I think. I know
Yeah.
Kirst was ahead of me, and I was getting the crew chief banter. They were just saying that, oh, he's picked up another penalty, he's not at 12 seconds, and I was like, hey, happy days.
Yeah.
By the
good.
way, we've got Jensen lined up.
We got Jensen lined up. That's really good. We will speak to Jensen then.
Yeah, that's my cue to leave. I'll move it out of the way for the EGL champs.
That's all right. You can stick around if you like. It's
Hey, you created the league that made them EGL champs. Be happy.
I'll take credit where I can.
yeah. We got several people in chat. Let's start with Jensen then, who
But
had a
also
pretty
the
good race.
second
We interrupted his conversation, unfortunately. So to drag him into the channel. Sorry, Jensen.
Hi guys.
So how was your race? A pretty good result. I mean, you started what, 6th, but you recovered pretty well.
Yeah, I guess I have one of these setups that isn't really good in qualifying, but with race pace it comes alive, or it just works. And that was the case with this setup. Also, my qualifying wasn't that great either, so yeah, that's the reason why I started a little bit back. But yeah, the race was very interesting, especially the beginning with the Astro boys creating a great train, which gave Bailey the opportunity to escape. Yeah, and then we did our we did our pit stop. We went into the second stint, and Speedy and I were stuck behind Light Cruiser, who made some questionable moves with defending, I have to say. But yeah, we were stuck for quite some time. Yeah, and then finally I had a run on him. He came back, and I don't really know what happened in the second chicane. I think I tried to hold it around the outside. I didn't know if he hit my sidepod or anything. And
I think you made contact, but I don't like. I mean, there was some room. It was just, I think, a racing incident.
more racing incident than someone to blame. Okay, yeah, and then yeah, I was with Speedy and the other guys in voice chat, and we just decided to give each other slipstream and DRS and save up battery and try to work as a two-man front to catch up with Bailey and drive away from Astro Boys. Yeah, the first one didn't really work out, but at least we drove away from Astro.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. It was a pretty good performance. I mean, you certainly kept your nose clean. Just that one incident with Light Cruiser, and yeah, we noticed Light Cruiser was very, very aggressive in defending
Yeah.
from both you and from Speedy as well.
Yeah, it could have ended in tears multiple times.
Yeah.
I had a front row seat most of the time.
Yeah, I was about to ask a very intelligent, stupid question about whether you had salted or sweet popcorn while you were watching the fight between Speedy and Light Cruiser, and but now
Nah.
you've taken that away from me. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, it was fun to watch on one side, but yeah, it held us up so much, and by then we knew Bailey would comfortably win the race, and he was fast as well, so we wouldn't close by a large margin or anything. So
Yeah, he was
Jensen.
he was extremely fast. Sorry, Ocean.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for Jensen. Formation lap, what happened?
Oh, yeah. Everyone was going so slow in the formation lap, and I just wanted to go full throttle out of Parabolica to get some heat in the rear tires, and then I wanted to go around the outside on the left, and then was it your Renault or was it? It was a Renault, I think, from someone. That also went left, so I steered right into the gravel trap. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Almost a David Coulthard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like we caught some of that on camera, but I didn't notice it at the time. So I only noticed that you weren't in your grid slot and you were at the back. So yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But
That's pretty fun.
yeah, I think it does affect the tires in the first lap because I was sliding around a lot, so that wasn't that great, but.
Yeah, well, if you spun, I imagine you overheated them. I think that tends to be what happens.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, and I had it in my previous league as well when I had contact with someone who went into the grass. He had grass on his tires at the start, and he just bottled the start. So I guess it does affect it a little bit, but overall, good race. It was entertaining and fun until the end, so I'm happy.
Yep, good stuff. Congratulations on the second place. It was a really good performance. Bailey was pretty quick today, and I'm just gonna drag him into the channel now because hopefully he's not in the middle of explaining something, and I can drag him into the channel. But
Hopefully he's not saying bad words.
Fortunately, I was not.
that's good. So Bailey, that was. I mean, I don't want to call it a boring race from your perspective because you won't have thought it was boring, but like it went pretty much exactly to, I guess, the script that you had in like your wildest dreams.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I feel like I'm talking to Bailey a lot lately, which is a good sign for Bailey, I think.
Yeah. Well, after last night, I mean, you guys, well, it was the two of you, wasn't it? Partners in crime at Mercedes last night.
Yeah.
Bailey and Jensen, and
Ultimate team.
once again tonight, first and second. So, yeah, I mean, the first few laps, I guess, were the only time when really you had anything to do, Bailey. What was your mentality going into that, and how did you get through those first few laps?
I got a good start, so getting past Icewind was the main thing, and I did that. And Astra was, I was catching him a lot in the middle sector. I was right at his back through that one, and I was gonna hold behind him and maybe do an undercut or something later on, but I just went for it and it worked out. So
Yeah,
and
nice. Well, I think yeah, the people behind you started battling, and as soon as that happened, you managed to get away. So
Yeah.
once you got away, there was no issue because they didn't have DRS behind you, so you could pull away.
for sure.
Yeah, your pace was pretty incredible as well. You did the fastest lap, which is pretty impressive given that you were on the medium tires and there were a bunch of people who stopped late for the soft tires and couldn't beat your medium lap time. So you had really good pace.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it. I think I was up 20. Was it 23 when I set it?
Hmm.
So I'm like, a point is crucial. Let's go for this because I know my PB was only like 4 tenths away, so I went for it and I got it. So
Yeah, fantastic. That was it was a really good drive. So EGL last night, Monza today. How are you looking for the rest of the season? I mean, we saw how fast you were at Singapore in the tournament last night, so you must be pretty confident going into that one as well.
don't want to get overconfident though. I don't think we saw the best of Astro in EGL. So
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And obviously you and Jensen were working together last night,
yeah.
but you won't be working together next week, so that'll
Bring it
be a good battle. Well,
If I can make it, I will make it very hard for him.
yeah, well,
I'm
fingers
ready
crossed.
for it. I'm prepared.
Nice, nice. Oh, you really stepped up. So, congrats.
Yep, congratulations, a really
Keep
good
doing
result.
what you're doing.
Really good
Yeah.
result, Bailey.
I think we still have Speedy lined up.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do, and Astro Boys as well. I think wants to
I
talk to
wanted
us.
to do
So,
an interview with Speedy, but bring him in.
Do you want to interview him?
Nah, we already
Well.
interviewed each other.
you, yeah, I guess you talked to each other for pretty much the whole race. So,
Oh no, we just didn't talk to each other at all. We talked about.
yeah, so you guys, yeah, he's already spilled the beans. You guys were working together up front, which is completely reasonable. But a pretty good result, Speedy. It was looking for a little while. I noticed you took a while to set a lap in qualifying. You said you weren't feeling very well before
Oh
the
no,
race.
I was not. I had no practice, and I've been in pain the whole race, to be honest.
Yeah, but it came together in the end, and you got a podium, so you must be pretty pleased.
Yeah, well, the whole light cruiser thing happened. I think someone set a hit out to kill me. Maybe Bailey did that. You know. I don't know.
Yeah, Light Cruiser was quite erratic. We did see that.
Yeah, no, my quality wasn't very good. I had to do 2 laps on them tyres, and I ran out of ERS in the second lap, so it wasn't very good. And then my soft started very, very quickly, and I just tried to pit lap earlier. But yeah, I don't know. Apart from the light cruiser thing, there wasn't much else happening.
Yeah, well, you were in DRS the whole race, which I guess helped you out a lot.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah, and
I'm happy with third though.
once Astro Boys fell off the back, it was pretty much you two and Light Cruiser for second place. So that was yeah, pretty good result. You should be pleased with that because that was
no practice or anything. I'm pretty happy with that.
yeah, absolutely. Let's bring Astro Boys in while we're at it. Here is Astro Boys. He finished 4th in this one. Showed very, very good pace though. Really, really good qualifying lap and lots of pace in that is it Mercedes? Yeah, Mercedes from Astro Boys. So yeah, you must be. I mean, I guess a little bit disappointed at the race, but I mean your pace was so good, Astro.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Like, qualifying pace was there. I didn't have the confidence to just absolutely go for it in the last run. I was on an 18.8 in Sector 2, but I just bottled Ascari, so it didn't go to plan.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because yeah, we would have liked to have seen an 18. That would have been a seriously impressive lap if you'd managed to do that. But still 19-1, like on pole and starting the race in the best place. And I guess, I mean, what happened in that first stint? We saw you just lose DRS based off that one mistake. Is what happened? Just talk us through it.
I don't really know what happened. I just got a random kick of oversteer into De La Rocha, so I had to countersteer it, and then I was too tight to take the chicane, and that curb just put me airborne and had no way to catch it. I mean, it is what it is, but considering my lack of practice, I'm happy with the result.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you still came fourth. That's lots of points for that one. So yeah, I mean, that was Monza. What about Singapore? You've got, well, we've got Speedy. So I'm just gonna mute you temporarily, Speedy, because there's a lot of typing going on there.
That was quite okay.
But yeah, Singapore coming up. We saw last night. I mean, I guess you've got good pace at Singapore. We've seen that before. You didn't have that much practice last night. You're going to have a week to prepare for this one going into next weekend. How are you feeling about Singapore?
Yeah, I like Singapore. If I don't win at Singapore, I'm gonna be really sad. So, like, that's probably one of my best tracks in 2019. Unfortunately, yesterday I just didn't have any luck whatsoever. Bottled it in qualifying, and got dirty drive by I don't know who.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it
really
was.
nice for me.
That was one of the less pleasant incidents we had last night, unfortunately. But yeah, that cost you that Singapore race. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good one, I think, next week. We've got a few drivers who are very fast at Singapore. We got Bailey and Jensen, obviously, who are considerably faster than I was around there last night. Pulled away from me. So
I don't think we were considerably faster than you.
I was. I guess towards the end of the race, but you guys slowed down at the end of the race anyway. So
No, I was just being caught.
yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, but yeah.
you also
You
start.
closed up very quickly when we slowed down, so
Yeah, I was
Basically,
trying
twice-
pretty hard. I didn't know what the penalty situation was. I knew that you didn't have one, Jensen, but I didn't know if Bailey had one or not. So I was trying to get within 3 seconds of Bailey, but unfortunately Bailey, just as he was in the Spa race, too smart for me, keeping it out of the penalties. So yeah, good stuff. It'll be good, Singapore. I'm looking forward to it. So
Yeah, I think.
yeah, absolutely. So that is our Italian Grand Prix, folks. We've heard from everyone at the sharp end of the grid. We've also heard from OceanChief. That wasn't meant to be a roast. I apologise, Ocean. But we.
Damn you.
Hey, Ocean, one question, Ocean. Did you notice that I brake to get your DRS for one more lap?
Yeah, you bastard.
Oh man, it's all about the DRS.
I need to develop my brand, but I think it's too late for me.
I don't know.
So that's the Italian Grand Prix, and we're going to cut the stream there, and we're going to get ready for the Assetto Corsa League race, the Season 2 opening race in the 2SRL Assetto Corsa League. So join us for that one. Thank you to everyone for watching in SLR. Thank you to all of the drivers as well for joining us after the race as well. So on that note, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.